Good morning all, I hope you're all okay. It's Chris here and it's my turn to bring you the thought for the day. And I hope and pray that what I share with you this morning is of encouragement and is of use to you. And I pray that you're well and look forward to seeing you really soon. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. And the thought for this morning I've kind of prayed about over the week as it's gone on and looked at the situation, the current climate that we find ourselves in, and really been drawn back to the book of Daniel, and just an incredible story that I think that we can learn so much from at this time. So much we can learn about God, and so much we can learn about how we need to seek Him at this time. And see, for those who don't know, the people of Judah have been exiled over to Babylonia and living and put into this new land, this strange land. Been forced to adapt to a new culture, a new way of living, been forced to eat different foods, new foods. Everything had changed for the people of Judah who were then in Babylonia. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds like us today. Everything that we're kind of used to, our culture, our way of living has been changed over this last week because of the coronavirus. We're now being forced to stay indoors as much as we can, to self-isolate ourselves as much as we can. And that's strange and difficult for many of us. We're being forced to abide by different rules and regulations being enforced by our government, just like Daniel and the people of Judah were, the Jewish people at that time in Babylonia. We're being forced to struggle about foods this week. It's been chaos at supermarkets. It's been difficult to buy the things that we would normally be able to buy. And that's been difficult. It's been strange, just like it would have been for Daniel. But you know what, there's one particular story that I'd like to pull one little point out this morning, and it's my favourite story in the book of Daniel, and it's Daniel and the lion's den, and I'm sure for many of you that may be your favourite story as well. And there's so much that we can take out of it about God's goodness, God's protection, God's love, and all of those things are true, and I pray that you know that this morning. But I want to take a little point from Daniel's example of what to do in these times of strange and difficultness that we find ourselves in. And do you know what? The king has issued a decree that no one is allowed to worship anyone else apart from himself. So for Daniel and the Jewish people, this is a really difficult time. And the king is kind of saying that's off the table. You're not allowed to do that. But in verse 6, chapter 10, we find Daniel's response to that decree. And it says that, now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the windows opened towards Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to God just as he had done before. In the light and in the face of this difficult time, Daniel fell to his knees 3 times a day and called out praises to God. And at this strange time for all of us, I pray that we seek God more and more every single day. What would it look like for us as followers of Christ to open up our windows and cry out praises to God at this time? Because we know he is still worthy, we know he is worthy of our praise, and we know that so many of us need to hear that God is good. I pray that's been of some encouragement to you this morning. I look forward to seeing you in person really soon. God bless. Bye-bye.